So we're going to take a look at the quadratic formula. So the first thing we need to do is we need to make sure it's set equal to 0. So minus x. So we have 2x squared minus x minus 36 equals 0. And off to the side I'm going to write that quadratic formula. X equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. So in this case, a equals 2, b equals negative 1, c equals negative 36. So the opposite of b, 1 plus or minus the square root, negative 1 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 36. That's a 2 divided by 2 times 2. So now I'm going to highlight this part. This is the part we want entered into parentheses. You need to make sure that negative 1 is in parentheses. So we have negative 1 squared, and I have a calculator here. I won't bring it up. I'm just going to type that in. Let's see, negative 1 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 36. So we have the square root of 289, so we have 1 plus or minus the square root of 289 divided by 4. And let's see, the square root of 289 is 17, so 1 plus or minus 17 divided by 4. So we would have, let's see, 1 plus 17, so 18 over 4, so we have 9 over 2. And then 1 minus 17, so negative 16 over 4, which would be negative 4. So we'll take a look at one more of these. But you guys, I'm guessing, are pretty good with this. So we have a equals 3, b equals negative 4, and c equals positive 3. So we have x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root b squared, and again it's in parentheses, minus 4 times 3 times 3 all over 2 times 3. And once again, I'm going to find that value that's underneath. So negative 4 squared minus 4 times 3 times 3, negative 20. So we have x equals 4 plus or minus the square root of negative 20 over 6. Some of you might recognize negative 20. We have imaginary numbers, so 4 plus or minus the square root of 20i over 6. And some of you might recognize you can simplify this, because this is 4 plus or minus the square root of 4 times the square root of 5i over 6, because 4 times 5 is 20. So we have 4 plus or minus 2 square root of 5i over 6, and then we can divide it all by 2. So we have 2 plus or minus the square root of 5i divided by 3.